Good morning. Welcome to MFC Group's FasTech Seminar series hosted by EAS Sales and Mel Foster. Thank you for joining us. Today we're featuring high power resistors and load banks with Ohmite. Our speakers for this seminar are Daniel Featherstone and Lijun Pupati. Daniel is an electric engineer, graduate of Wright State University, a licensed PE, and has over 17 years experience designing industrial power resistor solutions and has been with Ohmite for over 3 years. Lijun is an electrical engineer graduate of the University of Illinois at Chicago and an engineering and training with Ohmite for over 2 years. Everyone is muted, so please type any questions that you may have into the meeting chat, and we'll monitor the questions throughout the presentation and make sure that we answer them all. And be sure to stick around to the end. We'll have a fun round of trivia where the top 3 winners will win a prize. And just a quick disclaimer, if you're not allowed to accept a prize, that is totally fine. You can decline the prize at the end. And with that, Dan and Lijun, I will turn it over to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Featherstone, and we welcome you this morning. We are going to go over, and thank you to Amanda for the wonderful introduction and setting this up for us. We're going to keep this short and sweet for everybody, limited to a half hour, and I'll go through a handful of slides discussing our Ohmite's offerings, and then leave some time for questions at the end and the fun little quiz activity for everyone to have a chance to win a prize. So, as Amanda said, my name is Daniel Featherstone. I'm a licensed professional engineer since 2010, and I've been in the industrial power resistor industry for about 17, 18 years now. Ohmite has a great design group here. We consist of, there we go. Myself, Director of New Products now with Lijun Pupati. He's located in Warrenville. I'm located in Milwaukee. John Orso is our VP Global Ops and Supply Chain, located at our factory in Matamoros, Mexico. Matamoros, Mexico is where we manufacture all of our products. We do have one small satellite location in the UK for some of our HS products, but otherwise everything else is manufactured in Matamoros, Mexico. And then Patent Pilot also is on the design team for our high power and large assembly load banks, also located in Warrenville with Lijun. So, Ohmite has one of the most complete and extensive offerings of resistor products, I feel, as far as the resistor companies in the world go. Everything from thin film or thick film to ceramic to wire wound, steel plate, and large assemblies of all kinds. And you'll see some more of that as we go. Today's focus is more on the higher power and larger components and larger designs. Our ceramic composition is highlighted, handles a very high current and short duty, also very high voltages, does have a lower temperature rating for operation, and TCR that varies with the resistance value and type of material for the ceramic goes. Ceramic class could be its own whole thing, really, but it has quite a range of resistance value and really shines for energy handling, where you have capacitors that need pre-charge or discharge, or any kind of pulsing that you do. Ceramic is a great solution with its high current and high energy handling capability. Our edge wound and wire wound type products kind of fall into a middle range, kind of catch-all go-to kind of group. They have really good power handling. They can have great current handling, good voltage range. They're on the 350 to 375 C temperature rise for which is kind of a standard for those type of parts, and good stable TCRs. Also a very good resistance range. These parts are excellent in continuous duty operation, primarily dynamic braking and motor control applications. We also use them in load banks and for different step needs. Again, good continuous duty and a low cost option because it's a very old technology, really. We do stamped steel plate type products. You can see that a little example of that up here, and you'll see some others later. The stamped steel plate can handle very high currents and a lower resistance range, but also it's very good because it is modular and more modular than some of the others. We do an array of plates, anywhere from about 4 plates up to 24 or 26 plates on a set of support frames. And we do about 1,000 watts per plate. So that's a pretty simple 4 kW to 24 to 26 kilowatt in one assembly. And then you can modularize and combine them together to adjust your resistance values down if you go in parallel or up if you go in series, as well as your powers. The stamped steel plate is probably the most efficient continuous duty high power product. It's great for intermittent duty, and with heavier duty plates, it can handle real high currents and some pretty good energy handling as well. We use it in dynamic braking applications, neutral grounding, motor control, and load banks. Finally, we have our assemblies where we utilize all of the technologies as needed, ceramics, wire wounds, steel plate, etc. And we can create and customize load banks with different resolutions, power resolutions or current resolutions. We've done designs for some customers with current steps, as the customer was more interested in having 1 amp steps, and we've done designs where we do power steps as the design criteria, where they want a certain amount of power out for each step. We'll see some more of that as we go as well. Breaking and load resistors. Again, we make probably the largest variety of styles, and we are not highlighting all of them in this short presentation, but we are highlighting more of the higher power products specifically. So in this sheet, you can see some examples. On the top, our HCLB type product is very high current. It's very heavy duty and very robust. We use this currently on the Chicago Transit subway cars. We also have the SGM style plate. Again, a steel plate type product. It's modular, and both of these fall kind of into the 5 to 12 watt per square inch range. Got a typo there, whoops. In the middle, we have our steel strip and other form factor of steel plate type products. Very high current, very high temperature range. Typically, nominal continuous duty range for these type products fall into the 375 Celsius rise over ambient. And neutral grounding applications and some short duty applications, these plates can easily go into the 760 degrees Celsius range for short periods, allowing them to be able to handle some very high energies in short duty applications. The watt density for these are typically in the 8 to 12 watts per square inch range, but we also do offer some edge wound and specialty solutions. Here's our standard edge wound type part. Again, bare metal on ceramic type component with similar ratings and temperature rises and capabilities as the strip and steel plate. And then we have some specialty designs. This is one we've done as a copper tube, water cooled with wire wound around it, insulated with a dielectric between the wire and the copper tube, and a just a silicone coating on the outside, we can get up to about 25 watts per square inch with that type of thing. I put that on here just to highlight that we do special and custom solutions as needed for customers. So if you do have a unique need, you can come to us and we can work with you to get a solution. The bottom here, we have our ceramics, the tubular disc, and I'm not showing our slab type, but our slab type, they all use the same different formulations. They're just different form factors. Again, very high current and pulse energy capability, excellent energy handling, and very low inductance type parts. So where you have considerations and needs for very low inductance or high pulse, high energy for a short period of time needs, then these can be your go-to or a great solution. These do typically have a smaller watt range, 2 to 10 watts per square inch often, and but that's for our continuous duty rating there. Legends shared some of the 500 series type visual there in the chat for you all. Some applications, I've mentioned a few of these already, but these are more of the typical industrial type applications these higher power products get used in. Neutral grounding and low resistance grounding applications, transit braking, industrial braking, capacitor pre-charge and discharge, power supply testing, generator testing, wet washing on tower lighting are all common uses for the higher power products we make. Battery testing also. I know this one in the middle is a grid plate type product and is used in discharging batteries for small motorized vehicles that are battery powered. On the topic of our customizations and large assemblies, we do, as I mentioned, use the products shown already as in combinations to meet higher power ratings and more load bank needs. Our large high power loads, single phase, can be single phase, 3-phase, and with multi-step resolutions. Legends are expert in controls and designs excellent control systems that can be either manual, in-person operated, or remote via LabVIEW. And we provide a full solution with the requirements that you need, either connecting into it so that you can work remotely, or installing controls on the control boxes out here. We do supply complete schematics for that and wiring information, and we can hit pretty much any power rating, step resolution, be it current or power, and environmental needs as well. So we can do indoor, outdoor, and other solutions for the load banks that are required. A new product that our team's developed and is launching here with the launch of our new website that's coming in the next month or two is our desktop load bank series. This is a 3-phase resistive desktop load bank. It can handle multiple voltages. So when you connect your load, you can select the load being 120, 240, or 480 volt and delta. And then with auxiliary power connected, our controls will allow you to test those ratings with, here's our ground terminal connection and the 3-phase line connection on the side, our auxiliary connection and Ethernet port for remote connection. You can test it with 250 watt resolution, whatever your power supply is. or other item you're testing. Here's a view of the LabVIEW software user interface we have, and this, as you can see from the previous screen, you can operate this unit in person with push buttons and all the safety measures, e-stops, load dumps, and thermal operating warnings, overvoltage warnings, etc. are all included, and they're reflected in the user interface as well for remote control. So there's a selector on the unit for setting it to remote, and then you can utilize this user interface. I want to stop here and discuss load step resolution a little bit. Take notes, this will be on your test. When we talk about resolution for a load bank, be it current or power, we usually design in kind of a binary type system. So if you all remember or have learned in engineering class, the binary number system, computers use it, 0101. Here I have an example of a 10110, and I have them color coded to red. So if this is 0, red 0 is rated for 250 watts, which is the first one here. The second one is also 250 watts. The third step is 500 watts. Then we have 1,000 watts, and then we have 2,000 watts. And it's a really simple method for being able to hit pretty much any resolution you could desire by changing those to different values, be them watts or current, and then combining them with, just the simple binary on-off system. So if the 0 means off and the 1 means on, then this first 250 watt step would be off. The second 250 watt step could be on. The 500 watt step could be on, and the 2,000 watt step could be on. That'll give you 2,750 watts. So with changing this combination of ons and offs for each of these 5 steps, you can have every or any power rating from 250 watts through 4,000 watts. On the user interface, we also show the total power output, the power per line. There's monitoring of the voltage, current, and power on each phase or total. It also gives you all your warnings, resets, and your set points for changing the power rating you want to test. Again, this is built a number of prototype and initial run parts, and this is very shortly available on the website if there's any interest in that. Moving on along, we have our grid plate type product. This is an example of the enclosures we can provide with it, and also you can see how easily it can be modularized and stacked together. We can offer indoor and outdoor ratings for the enclosures, and as needed, we can do painted or stainless steel solutions for harsher environment needs. So trying to keep it short and sweet, our professional engineering team, myself, Lidgen, Peyton, and our engineers at the factory can identify and design the best solutions for any specific application needs you have. We have the knowledge and know-how to provide the most efficient solution, and can even integrate forced cooling control switches, etc., into the designs. Again, I'm a licensed PE. Lidgen is an engineer in training. He's passed both of his exams and is just working on his work experience to get his license. And we have a very extensive professional drafting team working at the factory, helping us with drawings and setup of new designs and products. So I thank you for your time. If there are any questions, we'd love to answer them in the next few minutes. And then with the remaining few minutes left, I think Amanda has a few questions from this presentation that you can answer for a chance to win a prize.